Hi, this is Ennis from Never Stop Trucking, doing another live, and we're gonna be talking about few things today. I'm gonna look for loads a little bit as well. We don't have everything is covered, almost everything. We have one guy left. Emre is looking for him for today out of Wisconsin, and there is one guy tomorrow in New Mexico with a flatbed. That's pretty much it. Um, so I'm gonna be talking about the port strike that's going on. It looks like it's a very touchy subject. A lot of people feel very strong about the port strike, and I guess including myself. Hello, Ulrich. Thanks for coming in. Pozdrav, Bojane. And uh, I'm gonna try to. It's hard to stay neutral as far as the port strike goes. It seems like nowadays everything is political. Right? Anything you talk about has to do with politics, including the port strike, which is not surprising because a lot of people feel strongly about unions. Some of them really believe in them, some of them don't like them. So it has to do a lot with that. I will also be talking about hackers on DAT board. And like I said, I'm also going to be trying to see if there are any loads, but we are not that busy right now. Uh, everything is covered. So let's talk about the ports first. I'm gonna do this so you can hear me better. All right, this should be better. This port strike is going to be affecting the trucking industry as we all know it. And the trucking industry, as many people don't know because no one is talking about that, outside the transportation industry, trucking industry is not doing well at all for the last couple of years at least. And I have been talking about that a lot on this channel, and we're asking for more money, we're asking for better pay, and these guys are doing the same in the port. But there is difference. We are operating businesses here, and these guys are union workers, and their contracts give them rights to negotiate better pay, and I'm all for better pay. I think right now the wages that we are seeing across the United States and everywhere in the world because of the COVID and the inflation are not enough for people to survive. And the same thing in trucking. But it when you shut down all of these ports, when you shut down 36 ports that are importing goods into the United States, and that has a direct effect on the economy and on the people's lives, then I do have a problem with that. And many people do, because you're at the end looks like you're thinking only about yourself, not about everyone else. So what if the trucking companies were unionized and we were able to hold most of the trucks? The economy would suffer greatly. There would be chaos. Some people would do that if we had the power to stay together, if we were able to make everyone stay for at least a few days. We don't need months, because if you're talking about months, that's not going to be possible in trucking. But even a few days would bring everything to halt, right? And some people would love to do that. Some truckers and trucking companies. Some people don't, because if they stop working, they're not making any money, and they're going to be in negative. So that's what these ports are doing, and the strikes are indefinite. We don't know when they're going to end. they're not going to be. Today is the third day, and we don't know when this is going to end and what effect this is going to have. And I see in some comments, I already made 2 videos. I will try to answer these questions in a while, Samuel, so I don't lose the my thoughts on this. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. It doesn't have to be about the port strike or the hackers on DAT, anything like that. It can be anything about dispatching. But if you have a comment about these port strikes, I would love to see your opinion. Now, maybe I'm missing something, and I would love to discuss it here in this live stream, how this is affecting the trucking industry and the economy in general here in United States and maybe even in Northern America. So where was I? Port strikes, trucking. I don't know. I lost my tongue. But anyway, I've been looking at news. There was these comments on my channel about, because some of them were supporting what I said. Some of them were criticizing me because they thought that these unions have the full right to do these strikes, and these workers deserve better pay and all of that. Like I said, I do agree that they do deserve a better pay, but their arguments, I don't know if I agree with their arguments. First, they're saying they want to avoid the automation. They don't want these containers to be unloaded, loaded, and sorted, and other things. So they don't want these machines to replace these workers. But right now, and this has been going for a very long time. Robots have been replacing workers forever, and it's hard to avoid that. Most ports are getting the technology slowly, and if we want to compete with the rest of the world, you kind of have to do it. Of course, and even these robots, people have to watch over them. It's not that they're just going to do everything themselves, right? So that argument, I don't know, that's hard to avoid, and no one can promise them that. I don't think anyone is gonna, how are you gonna promise that? Hey, here's we're gonna say in this contract that we're not gonna do these. We're not gonna add new machinery, new systems. I don't think they're gonna do that. And the whole world is just going forward, right? No one is gonna give you a promise that that's not gonna happen. And the second argument that they have, in my opinion, also doesn't make any sense. They're saying, hey, we are working with this expensive machinery. We are handling this expensive freight, and the companies that we work for, they're making so much money. Therefore, we should be making more money. Okay, yeah, but that's how capitalism works, right? I'm not a fan of capitalism. I don't think it's, to some degree, but I really don't agree with a lot of, but it's what it is. That's the system here. Why don't we talk about military? People in military, they also handle this expensive equipment. People in trucking, we also handle expensive equipment. People in any other, construction, you name it, even Amazon. Let's talk about Amazon. Amazon doesn't pay their workers well. These workers are overworked. It's hard to work there. They have so many rules. Amazon doesn't care about their workers. But look at how much Jeff Bezos and others are making, right? Elon Musk, all of these people, they're making a lot of money. So, are we going to compare ourselves to them? It's tough to do that. You can't do that. I'm not saying they should be making this money. Even let's talk about the president of the union. How much money? I read an article this morning. that they're making like almost $1 million a year, like $700,000 plus some other things that they're doing. How much money are they making? Is it fair? No. Is it fair that all these CEOs from a GM and all of those companies making that money? They should be. Why are they worth so much more than like if a worker makes like $50,000 to $100,000 a year? Why can they make 2-3 million or even more a year? Like how? Why are this? It's what it is. It's capitalism, and you can't change it. It's hard to change that. So anywhere you go, even if you go work for McDonald's, how much money is McDonald's making? Is it fair that people there are making the minimum wage? Of course, it's not. And look how much McDonald's or Walmart or anyone else is. So to me, that argument doesn't make any sense. So you have, if you work for someone, you have a few choices. You can stay there. Ask for more money, right? Like if you think you can, you're worth more, you can make more money. Ask for more money, fight for it. If they don't give it to you and you don't like it, you can look for another job, right? You look for another job, or you go get some training. You go to school, you get specialized in something, and then you can make more money, or you can start your own company. You start your own business and then try to make more money. It's what it is. To hold the whole economy because you think you should be making more money, I don't think it's fair. Okay, so that's my rant about port strikes. And then if we go to news here, so if you just type in to Google, it's all foreign company. Okay, yeah, thanks for the comments. I will go up to them in a minute. So we'll see a lot of news. Now we have left and right here, left and right. There are companies who support the strike. There are companies or politicians or media outlets that support or don't support the strike. So you can kind of tell by the articles they're writing, right? Now here, New York Times, truckers see ports turn into ghost towns and worry about their future, right? So I'm not the only one that worries about the future, right? If you go, people are like, look at this. People are panic buying toilet paper again. Why is the toilet paper so important? And these people are panicking and just buying everything because they only think of themselves, and they're making this matter worse than it is, because we still have some supplies here, but they want to prep, they want to have the reserves. And that happened, same thing happened during COVID. People just started buying, and no one could find anything. So these guys had tons of supplies and other people couldn't find them, right? So this is what it's doing. This is the effect. And then here we have an article, what products could be affected by the port strike? A lot of here threatens port strike threatens U.S. economy. So it's not just me. It's like we can have our own opinions, but the matter of fact is that this will affect the economy for the worse, for sure. It may affect trucking. Like I said in my first video that I made the other day, we might see better rates once everyone is out of everything. Once these people go back to work, and once the stuff starts coming in, then we might see more loads, because everyone is going to be needing their stuff, and they're going to be needing it urgently, and maybe we will even be seeing better rates. So let me just take a look at the comments that talk about ports, and then we'll go back to the other comments that are not about ports. Port strikes. Unity is all we got as small business owners and poor folk. Yes, unity, that's good. I agree. They plan that the strike will last from 60 to 80 days. What? The plan is for 30% of trucking companies to close. The problem, the closer you're to the East Coast and the Gulf Coast, the more affected you might be by the port strike in the beginning, and then depending on how long it takes to finish the strike, then it might gradually to spread to the rest of the country. So right now, the problem is like if you're very close to the ports, then you might be affected. So we'll see. 30% of trucking companies to close. They will have to close. There is no way around it. This I made a video the other day about mega carriers and everything in the last year or so. Everything from the government, from DAT board, highway, all these RMIS, all these little programs that are supposed to help brokers to prevent fraud. They all work against the trucking companies. So a lot of trucking companies will have to close. And most of them, unfortunately, is the brand new companies. I spoke to many people, and they're asking me like, hey, I want to start my own trucking company. I want to have my own trucks. How do I start the authority? And I tell them, okay, this is how you do it. But just keep in mind, no one is going to want to work with you because everyone is preventing, everyone is making sure that these new trucking companies don't succeed. Like everyone, all the brokers, no brokers will want to work with you. You will have hard times in everything. And I keep telling them, and they're thinking, I know what they're thinking, these people. They're thinking, well, that I'm either lying to them, or they're thinking maybe I want to have them come to me and lease their trucks to me instead of getting their own authority, so therefore I can gain more trucks. Or they're just like, hey, I'm going to try it. Like, I'm going to be different. I'm going to be an exception. None of them are have succeeded. In the last at least 6 months that I spoke to a few guys, all of them closed their companies or put them on hold, unfortunately. And I just know it. I keep telling them. So a lot of trucking companies will close, definitely. This guy is saying, stop being so dependent on exports, and it's all foreign corporate business. If they don't want to pay the workers, bring your business back. Well, yes, we need to be okay. The problem with exports, I know in most countries in the world, not just in the United States, even where I'm from, everyone is promoting the home, not homemade, but like domestically made products, right? But most companies will import because of the costs. You know, they will the costs are going to be much smaller. And same here. If we start making everything here, we have to ask ourselves like, how much is that going to cost? For example, look at Germany. I used to live in Germany. I lived in Germany for 3 years. And I know a lot of people that live there and they come here to the United States to visit, you know, family, friends, all of that. When they come here, people from Western Germany, and remember, in Germany, or all of these Western European countries, the taxes that they have on their pay are almost 50%, right? They're paying almost 50%, let's say 40%. It's not just taxes, it's the benefits, it's a lot of things, but they get it deducted from their paycheck, right? And these people have to budget. And in Europe, people are budgeting, like, because you get paid every month, once a month. Usually it's on the first of the month. And here in the United States, almost everyone gets paid once a week or every 2 weeks. And then you have more money to spend, more money to plan. Like you can plan, like, hey, next Friday I'm gonna get paid and I'm gonna do that. Here, people make way more money than in Western Europe, and that's a fact. But also, everything is so much cheaper here because we import. I'm not saying like we should import everything. I'm not saying that, but that it's the fact. We import almost everything here, and everything is cheap here. Now, with inflation, it's different. Everything got expensive, more expensive, but so did it in the rest of the world. So in compare to what they're making over there, right, and what their budget is, stuff here is cheap. Try buying a TV in Western Europe or even in Balkans, okay? in Balkans. So I'm from Bosnia, right? Try buying a TV in Bosnia. It's gonna cost you maybe your month's worth of pay, like for 1 month. Try buying a sweater in Germany, right? It's gonna be like 50 to 100 euros. And here you can buy a sweater for 20 bucks, 20, 30. If you want more quality, maybe like 40. And all of these things over there are expensive because they make them there. So if we make everything here, think how much that's gonna cost. Like we can go out buy a TV for like $200-300, right? That's dirt cheap, and everything else. Food. Try buying food in Germany, in Western Europe, in Balkans, anywhere else. It's gonna be very expensive, right? So that's the thing with the exports. That's the problem. How are we gonna stop importing everything without having a system set up where we're gonna make everything here? That's not gonna be possible. Like it takes a while to bring it back. If you halt everything, if you stop everything, then you cripple the economy. That's the problem, right? Okay. Let me see. Funny, they were saying freight shortage. Yeah, these box companies know the show was coming and order extra. Yeah, that's funny. It's going to be okay. Buy American. What we know. I would love to buy American. If we buy American, it means quality, right? It means I'm always, I will always vouch for quality and something more expensive than something less expensive that's going to break in a month. For everything I buy, if you want to spend a lot of money, buy cheap stuff, right? Then you will be spending a lot of money because you will have to buy it all over. If you want quality products that's going to last you for a long time, buy an expensive thing and you forget about it, right? But most people are not like that, right? Most people are not like that, and I just know it's going to be tough. Do I answer my email? Yes, email is in the this description of each video. You have my email. American labor ain't cheap. That's why all the businesses. Yes, that's another thing. People here, they need more money. They can't work. You can't live. How are you going to live on $15 per hour? Right? That's $600 a week. They take out your taxes and all of the things that you're taking out. How are you going to live on that? That's the problem, right? If everything becomes more expensive, then like you can't even live. People need more money, of course. But like I said earlier, like you shut down everything because you need more money, everyone else is going to suffer. That's my point, right? There should be another way for them to get more money, in my opinion. I work for a German packaging company for 10 now. I run box truck, but we have a labor shortage issues here, and this is a perfect. You know, Adam, you seem like a very reasonable person. I just told you, I'm from a very poor country. Bosnia is probably not the poorest country in Europe, but it's for sure down there at the bottom. They are importing workers from Asia. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I'm not going to go into that. Like this might be controversial. Like I'm not going to talk about why people don't want to work and why can't they work. But the labor shortage, and everyone is saying, okay, well, if you paid me more, I would love to work for you. If the pay was better, there would not be any driver shortage. There would not be any labor shortage. Yes. Another thing is like I said earlier, I don't think these CEOs need that much money. But like even if we cut their pay, that's not going to cover the rest of their workers' pay, right? So I know for sure, like I'm running a trucking company, and I used to have a long time ago when I had company drivers. Everyone is complaining about how company drivers on 1099 and they don't have benefits, and this is kind of illegal. But the problem is most small trucking companies, they cannot afford to pay their company drivers using W-2. You just can't afford it. I know. I tried it. I tried it. I had few company drivers that we were doing W-2. The workers' comp insurance is killing these companies. It's the drivers. The rate for a driver for workers' comp insurance, if not the highest in the country, is almost at the top. Like, for example, to put a dispatcher, like a dispatcher's in the office, you put them on workers' comp insurance, it will cost you like $20 a month or a week, something like that. It's very cheap. To put a driver on a workers' comp, it's gonna be like $400 a week just for one driver. And then the workers' comp insurance, they will do an audit at the end of the year. They will come in and then everything that the drivers, like they will look at the driver's pay and everyone else, and they're gonna hit you with a big bill. That's a big problem. Then you have to pay taxes, all of that. And I can tell you for sure, these small companies, especially right now with these rates, you can't make any money if you put a driver on W-2. That's the problem. And drivers are asking for more money. And I'm 100% sure I used to be a driver too. I drove for 10 years myself. And I agree that drivers need, I'm not talking about owner operators. Company drivers need more money. But the problem is with these rates, I don't think these trucking companies can afford it. And same thing, anything you do, any jobs you're out there, people don't see like, okay, I'm getting maybe like $15 per hour, right? How much like that costs the company maybe twice that much, not just those 15. There are benefits that they're paying, taxes, insurances, a lot of other things, training, all of that. It will cost them more. So we don't see that part. I know because I have been an employer for the last 10 years, and I know how much it costs to have an employee, to have a driver. It's a lot of money. So they're making that way. So only these big mega companies, mega carriers, or others can afford to have business, to have thousands of employees, pay them on time. If it's, I don't think it's a fair pay, but it's what it is. Are you Turkish? No, I'm not. $30 to flip burgers to be able to make profit with. Okay, let me. I'm gonna start answering some questions if I can. I don't see a lot of questions. Most of them are about dispatching and trucking. Can I get a job? We don't. I'm sorry. I get these emails almost every day. People need jobs. We don't hire, and as you know, trucking is not doing that great. So there is really not much work. Samuel is asking, what program do you use to make calls directly from your computer? We use Dialpad, and Dialpad is a service, kind of like Ring Central, I don't know, AT&T, Verizon, but it's a voice over IP. So they have their own app that you can download. They have their own Google Chrome extension. You download the extension. And most of these voice over IP will have that. I'm sorry, the driver is calling me. I will be answering. Give me 1 second. Hello. Hey, morning. Good. How are you? Oh, cool. When will it like you had to do a 10-hour break, right? Mm, no, not really. I could do something like if there was driving and something like that, but if it's this way, I can't. It doesn't let me. I'm sorry, man. When can you start? Oh wow. So like 1 p.m. today? Oh man. Yeah, I wish I could do something. I just can't. Sorry. Thanks. Okay. Bye. Okay, so Dialpad is one of these voice over IP apps or programs that you can use, and most of them will have a click to call feature. Welcome to America. This is a business, not a country. Yeah, it's what it is. Truck industry is dead. Kind of. It's still breathing, but we'll see how long it's gonna last. Salam from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Hey, Bowling Green. There are a lot of Bosnians there. So may I ask, what is your average RPM right now? Just want to compare with me. I'm pretty new in this. Just want to check with what I'm worth. Hey, Urosh, it's not about, it's not you. It's them, right? It's them. It's not us. We can only try to get the best rates out there. Like you sit all day, like this morning we were looking for loads. Okay, so here's the load board. Like what can you do? Let me see. Now this is van. So $1.80 for $1.80 per mile, $2.25, but this is a shorter load, and I think it's I don't know if it was a late pickup, but it's a shorter load. $2.84. We don't know what this is until we call them. So this is again a shorter load. But if you go, let me delete this because this is for shorter loads. So if we delete this and look for longer loads. $1.80. This is also a shorter load. $2.28, $1.80, $1.80, $1.50, $2.18. But this is going to Florida, I think. Saturday AM delivery. So around $2. That's what it is. And we try to go over. I mean, if I can get 2.5 for a longer load, then I think that's the best we can do. If you go shorter, then you can do probably a little better, but you have to be watching all day and you have to be the first one to call that load, right? You have all these loads sitting here. It's easy to book a load for $1.80. But if you want something better, you have to keep watching and calling, and you have to kind of determine when the loads are going to come out. For example, you start at 7 a.m. Or 8 a.m. in the morning, and you see loads coming out, and you're like, okay, there's still time. I'm going to look for something better. I'm going to wait for something better. And then around 10, 11, it starts slowing down. And then you're thinking, well, if I don't take anything right now, there is like during the rest of the day, it's going to be tough to find something. And then you're thinking, okay, well, I should have taken that load. Oh, no. Sometimes after 11, between like 11 and 1 and on 2, sometimes you might be able to get a better paying load. So if you don't have a lot of trucks and if you have a driver who's willing to wait, then that might work for you, right? So you have to be constantly watching and asking and calling if you want to have a better load. So around $2, that's kind of like an average. But if you can do more, $2.25, $2.50, I think it should be okay. Occasionally, if you book a shorter load that's paying closer to $3, it will make the average of the week better, right? So we're still seeing drivers who can make like even if they make $6,000 a week with lower miles, if they don't do a lot of miles, their gross, the owner operator, their gross can be still around like $3,500 at least after everything. If they drive like crazy, they drive 6 days, then they can make more. So it's a lot of things: luck, experience, planning, all of that. So don't if you, it's not you, right? It's not you. It's the loads. If you're a better dispatcher, if you have more experience, then if you do all of these things that I just said, then you might be able to book better loads. And at the end, the average will be better for the whole week. I hope that helps. Funny, they were saying freight shortage. I read this comment. West Coast going to see good rates. Started in April. I'm profitable. Cool. do you answer your emails? I do answer emails if you have a concrete question, right? If you have a concrete question asking something specific, but if you're asking me, hey, how can I start dispatching? That's a very broad question, right? So if you have a specific question, I will be more than happy to try to answer. Gotta be careful for what we ask. We in business to make money. Okay. How much documents need to start dispatching business? You don't need a lot of documents. Is it worth starting a trucking company with 2-3 trucks in this current market? Canada. Ooh, this question requires a lot of time, Stefan. Starting a trucking company with 2-3 trucks. Okay, if you, I don't know about Canada. I know about United States, right? Canada is different. I see people are complaining even more about Canada. I have to drink some water. If you have 2-3 trucks and you have really good drivers, then you might be profitable. If you have one driver and you're looking for another one, and one driver comes in and drives for a month and they leave, and you have to look for 2 months for another driver, I don't think you're going to be profitable. That's the thing. If you have really good drivers and you have good trucks that are somewhat dependable, and you have you have experience in this industry, you might be profitable. I don't think, but if you're an average, most people don't have great trucks, great drivers, that much experience in trucking. Most people don't have that. Let's just be honest. Then I'm afraid you're not going to be profitable. I just have to tell you that. You can start and be at that zero for a year or so, and then maybe eventually, if you add more trucks or once the markets turn around, then you might be profitable. But until then, it's going to be a lot of headache. And I would suggest that you have something on the side. Like if you already have a job or you're doing something else, stick to that. Have this on the side, the trucking business, but you're not going to be able to live off of that. I'm just going to tell you right now. Especially in the beginning, any business you do, like you need like 3 to 6 months to start being profitable. You can't be profitable right away, unfortunately. And people also will get loans. They will borrow money, and they're already negative, and they start the business, and they're thinking, man, what did I do? Like, this was the biggest mistake of my life. If you have some cash, if you have money to live off of for those 3 to 6 months, or if you have something else on the side, then yeah, you could probably make it. Okay. I got a friend who works for a box truck company. They have box trucks with sleeper, and he makes around 2 to 3K a week over the road. Do you think it's good to start? Should I just get my CDL? So when you say they make 2 to 3 grand a week, is that gross or net? Because I'm pretty sure this is gross pay. If it's gross pay, then that it's what box trucks are doing right now. So that's not enough. I like listening to you a lot, man. Sorry, I blew it. I watched this during COVID, certain session. Yeah, no problem, Adam Smith. I know you. I've seen you around. Thanks for coming in every time and chatting. Like I said, I wanted this to be a mutual conversation. If you have something to add, maybe we are all missing something. I'm certainly not an expert as far as the ports go, but I'm just trying to figure this out. The problem is we are all worried about trucking business, and we were all hoping for elections to change that. The Fed cut the rates the other day, the interest rates. But now we have this, and we have a feeling like this is gonna make it worse for trucking. That's the thing. You have both dry vans and flatbeds. What equipment type are you having the most success with? Yes, we have both dry vans and flatbeds, and I don't know. Like only 2 months ago, flatbeds were doing great, man. In compared to dry vans or reefers. But now flatbeds are like, okay, I have this guy, here we go, Savannah, Georgia, posted for tomorrow. I actually covered him. He does have a load, but the search, the posting is still here. So this is a flatbed. Savannah, Georgia is not the greatest area, but anywhere you go, it's really not the greatest area. So there is this load, $2, $2.10 per mile, Savannah, Georgia to Texas, and this is all the way over there. Like if we go here for $2.14, like what are we gonna find out of here for a flatbed, right? What are we gonna find? We will probably have to go to Dallas or Fort Worth. And a lot of these loads that are paying over $2 per mile that are going to Texas are going somewhere here, like here. And for here, there's really not much freight. So flatbeds are going down. The only thing is that right now in the South, you can find more flatbed loads. But as far as the rates go, you will have to go oversize or something multi-stop or do a lot of partials, right? If you want to make money with flatbed. But for that, you have to be a really good dispatcher. You have to have a really good driver. As far as oversize, permits, like the other day, there was this load, $5,000. It was like not even, it was less than 2,000 miles. It was less than that for sure, like 1,000 something miles, $5,000, and it was an oversized load, and it needs an escort. An escort would cost for all of these states to go through $2,700. So I'm thinking these escorts are making more money than the actual truck itself, right? But they will need a different one in each state, so it's a lot of money. So you know they pay you $5,000, but then you have to pay most of that money for the escort. Just that doesn't make any sense. So flatbeds, in my opinion, they're not doing much better than van. Maybe slightly better, but the construction season is almost over, so it's going to be even worse right now. Let me see. Good points on your recent Mega Curious video. They're hurt by low rates, but have so much more flexibility to react because of their size. Yeah, yeah, that's the problem. I've been talking to Emro. I should be going around town to these shippers and trying to get some business, right? Like if I go to like 20 of them and maybe one of them wants to work with us, that's a success. But then if you go to them and they know you're a trucking carrier, do you think they're going to give you the same rate that they're giving the broker? No, because they know that the broker is keeping a percentage of that. They know that. So they're not going to give you the same rate. Even if they do, excuse me, even if they give you a same rate that they would give the broker, we don't know how much the broker is making. Like there are these loads. We're doing some trash cans, empty brand new trash cans from here that go almost everywhere. And these loads are okay. They're light. They pay well. I mean, in compared to other loads. But the broker that we are working with, they have like 20, 30 a day. Do we really think that the broker is making that much money, with the volume of these loads? They're not going to make $500 for each load, okay? So you go to them and say, hey, well, can I do this load directly with you? They're going to say probably no, but if they say yes, are they going to give you the same money? We don't know, maybe. okay, they're going to give you the same money. But then they say, hey, we have a load today or tomorrow. It goes to Georgia. And then you're thinking, well, I don't have a driver. I'm a small company. Who's going to do it? And you call your owner operator. The owner operator is like, no, I have an appointment tomorrow. I can't do that. I have a birthday. I'm sick, something. A company driver, your company driver is somewhere in Ohio. I don't know. It's going to be tough to do that, right? And these mega carriers, they can do it. They have trailers. Like here in town, we have a big company. I'm not going to, I don't want to. I mean, they're a good company, right? They're not bad, but I don't want anyone to think I'm talking some bad about them. And I see their trailers all over. They're a trucking company. They can afford it. They have hundreds and hundreds of trailers, and they just drop them. And these shippers, they can just load them whenever they want. So mega carriers, they're in a better position, right? We most of the time, we are forced to work off of these flea market. I call these flea market loads, load boards, these load boards. It's just a lot of cheating, a lot of scams. People are screwing over each other, but we have no choice. If we find one shipper or a couple of them that we can work with, we can get these loads occasionally, right? Maybe we can get them to, one way, but what are you going to do from there? You have to use these load boards. So we are forced to do this. It's what it is, I know, but with 500 miles per day with company driver, he's in the end of this week 2.3. 2.3, I'm not going to say that's good, but it's normal right now. It's the average. So, you shouldn't be, I think you're doing okay, Uroš. Hola, Gossen. Switch to open deck. Heard it's more money. Rates almost the same as driver. Kokoš Brza, I know you. I remember you. You come here all the time. Thanks for coming. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's the 2 months ago, like I said, flatbeds were really good. We had 2 owner operators that wanted to start with us, and they wanted to get to flatbeds. They wanted to do flatbeds, and we told them, yeah, that's really great. You should do that because we see all these good paying loads. And then once they got them, these loads are not, they're paying same as driving almost. And they're asking, hey, what happened? I don't know, markets happened. Samuel, are you leasing on owner operators to your authority right now? Yeah, we are. I switched like last year. We switched to owner operators, because like I said, I wish I could. You have more flexibility with your own trucks, but it's tough. It's hard to find drivers. The maintenance is very expensive. If a driver leaves, then you have to look for another driver for 2 months. And right now, it just doesn't make any sense. So yes, we are 100% owner operators right now. We do have some owner operators who have their own drivers that drive their trucks. So that's different. But they're technically not our drivers. But yeah, we are leasing owner operators. We have been more selective lately because we just want to work with people who want to go out there and make money and are not afraid of the work, right? So yes, if you're interested, my email is in description of the video, or phone number is also on top of like the channel. You can call me. Sorry. Are you waiting for the trucking market to turn around before you grow? No, actually, we are growing right now. Everyone is slowing down. Everyone is downsizing, but we are growing. We have a lot of owner operators who have signed up with us, and we think we are doing okay with them. As long as we are on the same page, and as long as they trust us, like if they trust us, if we tell them, hey, we should send you there now, and then from there we'll do this and then that. And then at the end of the week, they will see a good paycheck, right? If owner operator is very picky and they don't want to go to certain areas, or they don't like certain loads, like you don't want a heavy load, it's harder, right? It's hard to give you those loads that will make you money. So that will be hard. But as long as we're on the same page, then we should be okay. So we are growing. The problem with growing is you're not going to see money. Every truck you add, you're not going to be seeing any money maybe for a month or two. You don't think like, hey, I'm going to add this truck, whether it's a company truck or an owner operator. You as a company, you're not going to be seeing any money for at least like 2 months, and people don't realize that. There's also down payment for the insurance, a lot of things that people don't realize that you have to do. So you will have to, even like if someone doesn't have their own registration, they don't have their plates, and sometimes we would get a plate for them. Not all the time, but sometimes, because you're a small company, you have to pay ahead, like 2,000, 2,500 with the highway tax. So that's another expense, and you have to be able to plan for the expense. And then it will take a few months to get that money back. So even if you're growing, you're not going to see any money. But the thing is, you are growing, and you can hope for the better. It's better to grow than cut down on your number of trucks. And what I also hope is once we grow to like 20, 30 trucks maybe, then the markets should start be turning around, right? So hopefully then everyone is gonna make more money. So we'll see. Admin live chat, dude. I'm trying cover Conestoga and Atlanta Hallmore. Can't get to. Yeah, Conestoga. Please add me in live chat. If you're talking DMC, if you're talking about the Dispatch Insider, we will add you if you just send us a request there. I'm gonna check and see if there was a request, because I didn't see anything. We do have a dispatch. If you go to neverstoptruck.in, the website, we have a private chat. It's called Dispatch Insider. You're using your Gmail, and we have like 60, 70 members there right now. Of course, it's free, and you can talk to other dispatchers, and if you need some help, you can ask for help. Most of these are people who are already working. So they are, this is not where you learn dispatching. This is people who support each other while they're dispatching. So it's kind of cool. How much are those owner operators grossing that have drivers in their trucks? That's that's a question that I don't know. The problem is, if we are gonna probably hold off on getting owner operators who have their own drivers. Why? Because it's very hard to work with that. So now you have a truck. So this will, I don't want to pronounce your name. Dayan. I think it's Dayan. I don't want to mispronounce your name. So I will be talking about that. If you have your own truck and you lease it on to someone and you have your own driver, there will be an extra expense for you, and that's the percentage that you're paying to that company, right? So that's an extra expense for you, as opposed if you had your own authority, then you would be able to keep that money. Now, I understand if you have your own authority right now, if you start it, no one is going to want to work with you, and that's probably not going to be a good thing for you to start a new MC authority. Also, there are a lot of expenses when you have a brand new authority that people don't know about. I made a few videos about that. They're on the channel. I just made them recently. And there will be a lot of expenses, even if you have your own authority. But if you lease on your truck to someone, you have to pay them the percentage fee, the dispatching fee, or the commission, whatever you call it. So that's an expense. Another thing is, if you have your own driver, that driver is probably not going to be driving like you would. if you were to drive the truck as an owner of the truck. So we see this is correct in 95% of the cases. Owner-operators who drive their own trucks will gross out way more than a company driver that would drive the same truck for a variety of reasons. But that's a fact. So let's say an owner-operator grosses out like 5, 6, 7,000 a week. A company driver will probably gross out maybe like 4, 5 a week. That's probably it. Unless you're pushing that driver, unless that driver really wants to make money, the driver needs money, or if you're cheating with your ELDs. That's the only way you could make money. But we don't do any of that. We don't push anyone. Like if they can make it legally, sure. Of course, we are not going to let people be late constantly. We expect them to deliver on time. We give them reasonable amount of time, legal amount of time to be there. But we are not cheating with our ELDs. So as a rule, these owner-operators are probably not making much, because at the end, what they get as their net pay, they will have to use that money to cover the maintenance, the payment if they have it on the truck, the insurance, and the driver, and they're not going to make any money right now. That's the thing. But if they already have a truck, they're forced to keep doing it, and hopefully they're hoping for better times. So we're all hoping for that, and when they can make some profit. So I'll be honest with you, I don't think these people are making that much money, that have a company driver in their own truck. I have been in Central Florida trying to go northeast, but nothing worth my time down here. Florida is not great at getting freight out of this state. Yeah, Florida, we don't send our trucks to Florida at all, and we know that's a fact. If you want to send your truck to Florida, it better be a really good paying load, and I would just go out of there empty. Go to Georgia, or some people will get a short load to southern Georgia or to Atlanta, like $1 a mile or even less, just to get out, just to cover their fuel. But some people don't want to do a favor to these brokers and take those cheap loads. They would just go out empty, right? So with Florida, it's very specific. Do owner-operators have to make an insurance down payment when starting? No, the owner-operators don't have to make an insurance down payment. We do that, right? You just pay your regular insurance that you pay every week, right? But no money up front. What percentage do you charge owner-operators? 12% if you're leased on to us, so you get 88%. Our fees 12% right now. Like I said, my phone number and my email is there in the description of the video. And I want to just talk quickly about, because I did promise to talk about that in the description. The title of the video is Hackers. Hackers. Hey, got a question. Do you know how much is one truck to go from 100K to... I don't know. The reason why I don't know is I tried getting 250K in cargo from my insurance, and they kind of gave me a runaround. They just they kept asking me these questions because I wanted to have 250K just in case. If there's a good load, I can go and book it. I'm ready. But the problem is that the insurances are very specific about that. They don't want to give it to you just because. They kept asking me like, hey, what are you going to haul? What is it that's worth so much? How many loads? Give me an example of the load. All of those things. They didn't want to give me a quote. And I just decided not to go with that. I didn't need a headache. You can buy extra insurance. I think even DAT Load Board, they have an option for that. Or there are some insurance that they can just buy like a one-time thing for that. They're trying to send me to Atlanta, Georgia for 53 cents per mile. but they need it on Monday. No, yeah, that's not gonna work. I would just, Ryan, like I don't know if you're an owner operator or company driver, but Florida, man, people, like I said, people just go out of there empty. It's a flat monthly. No, I don't know, Kokosh Brza. I don't know really the rate. What the difference would be in the rate? The liability insurance is the, people don't realize this when they speak about liability and cargo. They think that the cargo is costs more, and it's actually the opposite, right? The cargo insurance may be like 10% of your liability. So let's say your liability is like 10,000 a year for a truck, which is a really good rate. If you have that rate, that's really good. But your cargo insurance may be like 1,000 something, right? So if this is 100K, if this is like 1,500, maybe 1,500 a year for 100K, I don't think it's twice as much for 250K. I really don't think so. But like I said, I don't know. So hackers, let's talk about hackers real quick. I noticed the other day I was actually recording myself dispatching trucks, and there was this hacked brokerage account on DAT load board. The few things like they're posting all these loads that are paying $4 to $6 per mile, which is unrealistic. And they had like 20 loads from Texas going everywhere, and all of them are paying like $4 to $6. There's a number there. The name of the brokerage was Pierce. I think Pierce, Pearce, logistics or something like that. You call the phone number, no answer. Like it's just a busy signal. There was a comment in the comment section. Email me at the domain name was at datshipping.com, and something like dispatcher.com. Really weird. And I tried calling. I found that broker, and I called them directly. I found their website, and I told them about that. They were surprised. Emra also found one guy on the same day, one brokerage account that was hacked. Today, I also found one, and you can kind of tell. And I wanted to call DAT and make a video about that, record them, and ask them, hey, what are you guys doing to prevent that? Because how am I going to protect myself? Now, I don't even know. It used to be that if you look at the MC number, and MC number is really new, then you would be very careful. A lot of companies, a lot of these scam companies will be in California or Nevada, and that's what we were using. But right now, the problem is they would hack into an established broker account with the MC number that's like 10 years old, and now you don't even know if you're calling a hacker or like not a hacker, fraudulent company, because they would what they do is they make a website that looks like DAT load board, like when you log into DAT, and they make it like it's easy to make a very similar or same looking website, and they would email a lot of brokerage companies or trucking companies. They would just mass email them and tell them, hey, you need to change your password, or your password has been compromised, something like that. Like your password expired, and these people will click on the link and they will change their password, and that's it, I guess. DAT has that two-factor authentication, but still they go around. Like my Amazon account was hacked the other day, same way, even though they send me a code to my phone. So they changed the password for the DAT account. They log into the brokerage account. They changed the phone number, and they put in an email in the description of the load. The AT board is saying that, like, hey, you're not allowed to do that anymore. You can't put in your email or your phone number in the comment section anymore. But people still do it. They would put in a comma instead of a dot, like comma.com, not .com. And then you email that email, you ask them about the load, and the email comes back saying, hey, this email does not exist. And then you're looking at it and oh man, it's a comma, I'll fix it to a dot. You fix it to .com, you send them an email, you book a load for really good money, you send your truck there, you deliver the load, you never get paid, or they steal the load, whatever, I don't even know what they do anymore. So you have to be really careful with these people. I don't know, it's getting frustrating. Do we have more questions? Greetings, are you available from today, from next week? Right now we have round trips available from yours. Okay, Dream Dispatch is advertising their services here. Okay, cool. That's fine. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I hope I didn't offend anyone with the ports and all of that. I'm just a little bit worried about what's going to happen with the trucking industry. If you want more of these live streams, let me know. I would be happy to do them. I don't do them often. I don't want to bore anyone. But if you want me to do more, I'll do more. Hauling livestock, too much going with freight, right? Yeah, cattleman, hence the cattleman name. Okay, this happened to me 2 times last week. Yep, I'm assuming you're talking about the hackers. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Come back for more. Let me know if you need anything. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can in email and here. Sometimes there are so many questions, so sometimes it's hard to see them all and answer them all. Thanks for watching. See you guys around. Have a great day.